Well, hi everyone. I'm James Traub with NEXA Mortgage. One of the biggest challenges facing home buyers and realtors today is limited housing inventory. Many buyers find a home they love, but the property needs repairs, updates, improvements, and this makes them hesitant to move forward. So today, I'm joined with Vanessa Hernandez, an account executive with MLB, to discuss renovation loans and MLB's Renovation Concierge Desk. This really helps the process with realtors and the borrowers and contractors. Thank you for joining me today, Vanessa. Hi there.
Hi, James, and thanks for having me. And this is one of my favorite products to talk about because it's so underused. And once people actually understand it, it opens up a ton of doors and opportunities for them. So let's jump in, let's dive in.
Yeah, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a renovation loan?
So basically, it lets a buyer finance the purchase of the home and the repair costs into a single mortgage.
Hmm.
So instead of buying the house and then scrambling to come up with cash for repairs afterwards, they roll all of that into one loan and they spread that out over the cost of the life of the mortgage. And that alone can seriously boost their purchasing power too and open up homes they might have skipped over.
Well, I mean, how can renovation loans help the realtors serve more clients and close more transactions?
Think about how many homes are sitting on the market right now just because they need some work.
Yeah.
With renovation financing, you can show your buyers those homes instead of going around or possibly avoiding them, right? And now suddenly they're not seeing a problem, they're seeing potential. And that's more inventory that you can actually work with. And it solves the kind of thing that normally kills a deal.
Well, that's right. That's for sure. What kind of renovation programs do you have available through MLB?
So we've got a full lineup for what the scenario looks like. Currently, we have FHA, 203K limited and standard. We also have a Fannie Mae home style renovation, and we also have VA renovation as well. So each one fits a different borrower situation and property condition. So it really comes down to matching the right program to the right borrower.
Yeah, it's good to offer a whole panoply of different programs to find the ones that
hmm
fit that particular borrower because no two people are alike. So many lenders offer renovation loans, but what makes MLB stand out?
Our concierge desk, hands down. Because just in general, renovation loans inherently, they just have more moving parts than a regular mortgage, right? Than a regular FHA purchase,
Yep.
than a regular VA purchase. So instead of leaving the loan officer, the realtor, the borrower, the contractor to figure all that out on their own, we've got a dedicated team supporting the whole transaction. So that right there really is a game changer so that we can all focus on what we're good at and let the renovation desk focus on vetting and clearing some of those conditions there for us.
Well, that was one of the things that really caught my attention. So, what exactly does the concierge desk do?
So they handle a lot of things that typically slow loans down, especially upfront when we're first getting started, right? There's a lot of paperwork and documents that we normally need to collect with a regular transaction. And then with a renovation loan, there's extra paperwork that goes into it. So things like contractor documentation, contractor approval requirements, scope of work, bid, all of that, vetting their resources, our team takes care of for you. So everyone else involved can stay focused on their role and what they're good at to keep the transaction moving forward in the background.
Oh, that is so amazing. How does the concierge desk benefit realtors specifically?
I find that realtors and agents in general, they want certainty. They want communication. And that's really what it comes down to. You know, a lot of agents may shy away from renovation loans because they're worried about delays or extra complexity, right? And specific to our concierge team, it takes a lot of that friction off the table because they answer the questions, they keep everything organized, and that really gives realtors a lot more confidence recommending renovation financing to their clients.
That's for sure. That's so important. Let's address some common concerns because I often hear renovation loans are too complicated. Well, how do you respond to that?
And honestly, years ago, that was a fair point. True and true. But thankfully, at least today, right, with the technologies, dedicated support teams, better processes, these loans in general are a lot more streamlined than people give them credit for. And going back to the concierge desk specifically, you know, they exist to take that complexity off the plate, off the table.
I love that. I love that. So, what types of improvements can typically be financed?
More than I think most people expect. So
Mm,
we can do, you know, roof replacements, HVAC, kitchens, bathroom, flooring. If you need accessibility improvements, right? If you're trying to make energy efficient upgrades, even structural repairs. So depending on the loan type between FHA, VA, conventional, and what those programs allow, you can essentially go all the way down to the foundation and really start to repair everything there within that household. A lot can be done with renovation loans.
yes, very comprehensive. So, one question that realtors ask frequently is how the appraisal works and using today's value or the future value after improvements.
Definitely the future. We're looking at the, you know, as that the appraiser factors in the planned improvements when they determine the value, not just what the home is worth today. So that detail alone, right, the as completed value, that detail alone creates opportunities that a traditional purchase loan just can't.
Well, can you share an example of how a renovation type loan helps save a transaction?
Yeah, absolutely. So we see that pretty often, especially over here at MLB Wholesale, since FHA, renovation, and even like on conventional rent, excuse me, on the conventional renovation side as well. We see a lot of those deals come through, mainly because homes have roofing issues, safety concerns, outdated systems, and things like that normally means that the seller has to make those repairs or the buyer just walks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so renovation says, hold on, let's bring everybody back to the table and let's keep this deal together, specifically with renovation financing. And those end up being some of the more rewarding closings that I get to be a part of. Even if we're go excuse me, even if we're going into the circumstance and thinking, oh, okay, we're probably going to do just like a regular FHA purchase or a regular conventional purchase. You know, things sometimes come up unexpectedly throughout that transaction, and being able to flip to a renovation could possibly save a deal too. So we've genuinely see that come through, no matter if it's FHA conventional or on the VA renovation side too.
Oh, wow, that's so comprehensive. Yes, and they pass up so many opportunities,
Yeah.
that now they should be aware of. So, if you could give realtors one piece of advice regarding renovation financing, what would it be?
I would say don't automatically cross a property off the list just because it needs work. right? So many homes that look like a hard pass turn into a great opportunity once renovation financing is on the table early, for
Helps them
sure.
get top dollar too, doesn't it? What's
It doesn't hurt.
yeah, what is the biggest misconception that realtors have about renovation loans? The biggest misconceptions.
I would say realtors, loan officers, or even borrowers, the biggest misconception is that they're difficult and that they're slow,
Oh, did you say loan
right?
officers?
Which
You're right about that.
which is exactly what we don't want, right? In
Right,
any
right,
transaction that we're doing, we don't want difficult and we don't want slow.
right.
But always keep in mind, though, with the right planning and the right support behind it, renovation loans and renovation financing in general is actually one of the most effective tools out there for getting buyers into homes
Mhm.
they otherwise wouldn't even
Yeah,
consider.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. The biggest takeaway today is that renovation loans, they're not just mortgage products, they're problem-solving tools. For realtors, they create inventory
Hmm.
opportunities. For buyers, they create home ownership opportunities. At MLB's Renovation Concierge Desk helps simplify what many people assume is a complicated process. So, Vanessa, thank you for joining me today. And if you're a realtor and you have a
Hmm.
listing that needs repairs, the listing that you don't want to go to, but the buyer has found the perfect home. This just needs a little work. I'd love to discuss your options. Feel free to contact me directly, James Traub, NEXA Mortgage, phone number 317-407-8085. Well, I'm happy to discuss any scenarios with you, and thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.